10 years ago, Earth faced a major catastrophe. A lot of monsters started swarming out of the dungeons. Many portals have been formed near the different areas of and different corners. A lot and different kind of monsters are swarming all around the world. All the people are fighting against the monsters that have been swarmed up around the entire globe, and human civilization is facing a major catastrophe. And it has been 10 years since such a catastrophe happened, and finally humanity has been able to stop the invasion of the monsters, and the story of this manhwa is starting. Hunter area near the border. In the beginning of the story, we can see a different kinds of flying monsters swarming around the forest, and at the same time, we can see the sound of gun firing here and there, and a person screams, "Be careful! It's headed your way! I am already firing all I got," and we can see two people firing a lot of bullets here and there against the monsters in the jungle, and we can see a lot of destruction happening around the jungle. All the trees are destroyed and all the bushes are on the fire, and at the same time another person launches a grenade with his firearms in his hands. Dun dun dun. At this end, we can see a lot of fireworks happening at the same time, and a big blast happens inside the forest, and another person cries to stop the fire. He is the captain of this squad which is fighting against the monsters in this forest, and after seizing the fire, the squad stops all their movements and freeze and see what's happening, and we can see a monster, a lizard type monsters lying dead on the ground, and the person asks, "How am I supposed to know? Do you know how many types of monsters there are in the hunting area?" And we can see a young boy swiping his sweets and holding a gun. He is the main protagonist of our story. His name is Sangun, and he is the supporting porter in this hunting squad. He has been recruited as the porter, and we can see the people chatting with each other after killing the giant monster. And one of the guys says, "After all the commotion happening, we have made a lot of noises, and the monsters should be swarming around in a lot of roofs. We should be careful from now on." And at the same time, a guy cries, "Damn it, a jinx on us." And he orders our main hero Sangun to be the bait and lure the monsters to the place they have made a lot of traps. And the hero replies, "Yes, I am ready." And at the same time, another guy says, "Judging by the sound, it must be very close. You should hurry up." And the hero is ready to be the bait. He hands over the gun and all the things and is ready to be the bait and lure the monsters away from that area. And one of the guys sprays the attraction spray on the body of our hero, and he is now finally ready for luring the monster away. And saying not to worry, our hero starts to be the bait and runs towards the monster. And the captain of the team asks our hero to be careful and let's meet us alive. And our hero is ready, and he squeezes his arms. He stretches his arms and legs, and he is ready to be the bait. At the same time, we can see a giant monster approaching from the jungle. Every one of the squad members moves away from the area to let the hero be the bait, and they run away to hide from the monsters. And we can see our hero scratching his head, thinking himself that although I have been bait a lot of times, I still can't get used to it no matter how many times I have done it. And his heart is beating a lot faster, seeing the monster approaching him nearby, and we can see a big foot stomping on the ground with the large sound made from the ground, and all the forest in the jungle starts to be destroyed by the large sized monster. And we can finally see the monster, and hero sees, oh, it's finally here. The monster is finally here. And after seeing the monster, he readied himself to run away after biting the monster, and we can see the monster and hero are face to face with each other. The monster sniffs the jungle, and after finding a person in front of him and cutting the scent of the person, he starts to follow the person. And we can see jungle, in the middle of the jungle, our hero, after giving a scent of himself to the monster, starts to run away from it. He starts to move away in the very fast pace, and we can see the sky is blue and there are little bit of clouds here and there. He runs away with all his might. He is screaming in pain after running for a long time with his maximum effort. We can see he's fainting here and there, and we can see the monster is also following our hero with very fast pace. Our hero jumps and lifts from the ground with his maximum effort and slides in the corner of the forest. As we can see, the monster is also launching in the full pace. He is not giving our hero a chance to run away from him. After seeing the monster following closely with him, our hero and the monster are chasing each other. After seeing the monsters not giving up on the catch and run game, he launches with his full speed. After running for a lot of time, he thinks that the place he is supposed to lure the monster is almost near, and he thinks, I'm almost there, but suddenly he trips on the root of the forest and he is doomed right now. He slips on the ground and he rolls down to the floor. He slams on the floor multiple times and he breaks his bones on the ground after crashing down, and the monster is almost near him. At the same time, looking at the eyes of monsters, he thinks himself that, oh, finally, after making a lot of efforts, after doing a lot of things, is this the end for me? Am I going to die here? And at the same time, a sniper pierces the armor of the monster and blocks the monster from approaching our hero, and he finally sighs the sigh of relief. He finally thinks, I'm still alive, and we can see the after effect of the sniper hitting the monster. The monster launches from the ground and crashes in the near distance of our hero. At the same time, we can see the squads which were hiding to catch the monster after it is launched to the trapped destination. The squads, we can see, they are coming out to kill the monster, and our hero thinks, screw this monster, he is built like a freaking tank, because the monster is very strong and it has quite a large and strong defense. It has been covered with a lot of scales all around its body, and we can see after even being hit by a sniper, the monster is still alive. And we can see the squad which were supposed to kill the monster swarming around the monster, circling it from all the sides, and the captain of the team thanks the hero and says, good work, thank you for luring the monster in the trap, and we will start our kill from him. And we can see a purple haired guy. He thinks, shit, oh, I can't believe you still survive, you bet. He is a kind of guy who is merciless towards the porters and thinks himself of very highly and thinks all the porters are just damn shit. And all another squad members also says the same thing. That's what I'm saying. He is a hell of a cockroach. They thinks that he's a cockroach because he doesn't die even after being a bed for a long time. And the captain orders his guys, hey, don't be disturbed. Look at the monster and don't bully our porter because he is a lot of reliable guy. And at the same time, the another guy says, come on boss, I was just joking with the newbie, with the porter. And boss said, hey, let's group up, everyone prepare for the combat. And he launches his skill, evil eye of the provocation. He is a tank. The captain of this squad is a tank. He launches the provocation skill to lure the monster's side towards himself. After seeing the spell, the boss is looking towards the monster, and the magician of the hunting squad launches his spell towards the monster with multiple attacks. And we can see a large boom sound with a crushing the ground from the large blast. She is a magician who is the member of the squad. Our hero is amazed from all the power she had just shown to the monster. And we can see the purple haired guy saying, nice, that was a direct hit towards the mage who has just blasted a monster in the side of his arm. And we can see the monster is still standing. It has taken a considerable amount of damage, but it's still standing. And the tank, the squad captain, the tank blocks the monster with his monstrous shield, and we can see a loud bang sound. But still the monster is very powerful. The squad captain cannot handle the monster all by himself, and he is pushed back by the monster. The monster is angry because he just got a lot of injury because of the mage, and he pushes the captain back, and the captain shouts, hey, the aggro is on me, everyone escape Chang Sik, let's do an all-out attack. And all the people in the team starts launching their attack. We can see a black-haired guy launching his attack first with the spell enchanted name Spearman skill, rapid triple thrust, and he stabs the monster right in his belly. And we can see he launches triple stabs on the monster. The monster cries in pain, roar. And we can see the team surrounding the monster and attacking one by one. The monster launches his tail to attack the person, but the yellow-haired guy blocks the attack of the monster with his shield. And at this, we can see all the people surrounding the monster. We can see a person carrying a spear, and the tank is blocking the attack of the monster. And our hero is watching from the sidelines. A big bang sound occurs after the mage launches the fire spell, and the tank, the captain of the squad, yells at the Changsik and says, are you not ready yet, Changsik? And the Changsik says, ha 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 ha, I've been ready for so long, I thought I was gonna fall asleep. And he is a swordsman. We can see a lot of mana flowing out of his sword, and he starts to attack the monster. He launches himself toward the monster with a fast pace and a rapid speed, and he yells, yeah! And he launches his attack to the monster and slams the monster and slices the monster in the neck with his special swordmanship skill, lightning slash. You can see all the mana flowing out after he slashes the monster with his tremendous power of the sword, and we can see the hero thinking himself that hard shell bastard was taken out with a single attack from the swordsman. How powerful this sword attack must be, and we can see the monster bleeding a lot from the side of his neck, and he falls on the ground and show the hunting as success, and hunting finishes. The monster is dead, and we can see our hero is sitting near the big tree after exhausting all his energy being a bait and running away. He thinks finally it's over, and he thinks that all his body part hurts after being slammed on the ground after tripping on the forest. He is in a lot of pain, and we can see the team member clapping their hands, saying one person says a nice defense to the yellow-haired guy, and yellow-haired guy replies, "You did a good job too, Hyung." Hyung means the big brother in Korean language, and the captain thanks everyone for their good work. And we can see these people talking to themselves, being after a successful hunt. And hero thinks to himself, I know full well that this good work everyone doesn't include me. He thinks the good work everyone said by the captain doesn't include him because he is not a part of the squad. He is merely a porter who has been used as the bait by the awakeners because he is a normal guy. He hasn't awakened any kind of special power. Awakeners are those people who have been blessed with mana after the monster swarmed on the earth. The people on the earth got a special power from the director Akshaka, from the god from the another dimension. They get awakened with mana and gets special different kind of powers to fight against the monster. And we can see the purple yellow-haired guy asking our hero, "Hey mister, how long do you wanna sit on the ground? Your work is not done still. You have to get to work if you wanna get paid." And we can see a black-haired guy asking the yellow-haired guy, "Hey Yunsan, let him rest a little." "Hey, yeah," and another magician says, "Yeah, it's not like being a bat, it's easy." The yellow-haired guy replies, "Hey, what do you mean? He still has to do his job." And the other member of the team said, "Hey, let him be. He has exhausted his power after being a bait and running in front of the monster." And also we have these expendable guys who will do the work by himself. He doesn't need to go there. There are a lot of people do this kind of work. And the yellow-haired guy is not satisfied. He is angry and says to our hero, "Hey, count yourself lucky too. If it weren't for them, I would have fired you on the spot." And our hero doesn't say a single word because he knows he has been enduring all this kind of discrimination from the awakened, because he has been doing a lot of kind of this work, being a bait for the square to hunt the monster. And he says himself, making the money is not a easy job. Not being awakened and to be make a lot of money is not easy. We can see the captain of the square handing an envelope covered in white with the money for the raid of the dungeon, the pay for the hero of being bait and everything for today. Our hero counts the money, and the boss said, "Hey, you did a good job out there. Just ignore what Yunchan said." Yunchan is the yellow-haired guy. He says to ignore his words because he knows that he is a foul-mouthed kid, so don't worry. And our hero replies, "No worries, I wasn't fazed by it." And the boss replies, "Yeah, that's good. If that's the case, Yunchan has a foul mouth, so I have been a bit worried. He really needs to fix that bad habit of his." And our hero reminiscence of his past. He says, 10 years ago, the world fell into a catastrophe. A sudden dimensional warp rattled all the world. And from then on, things that can only be described as the monsters started to flood everywhere in all around the world. With the appearance of those monsters came the superpowered awakeners who began to hunt down those said monsters. Random people suddenly acquired superpowers regardless of their character, age, or gender, but because of that, there started to be a lot of discrimination between people. Guys like them also became awakeners who had a lot of bad character, who used to discriminate people based on strength. After leaving the vicinity of the uh, area of the hunting squad, he goes towards his old scooter and grabs his helmet, and he remembers the guy named Yunsun Kim. His age is 20 years old. He used to be a delinquent, but thanks to becoming an awakener, he is pretty successful now. And we can see the yellow haired guy saying to the another person next to him, so what? If he has a degree, being an awakener beats all that nowadays. He is talking to the another guy that our hero used to be his friend, and he has a degree, but having degree is not anything in this current time. A lot of people had degrees, but even though he doesn't have a degree, he is pretty successful now because he has become an awakener. Not listening to any of those talk of those guys, our hero sits in his scooter and starts the scooter, and he goes on his own way without saying a single word to those people. And he thinks to himself, yes, they are not wrong. Once in a time I wanted to be a singer, so I learned how to sing, compose, and play the piano. And even though I graduated from a pretty good college, tried auditioning, and joined a lot of bands, although I have made a lot of efforts, but the result is still where I am right now. I am already 28 years old, but I am just a contractor who gets paid $1,500 a day of work after risking all my life and nearly dying in certain scenarios. He thinks himself that although he has made a lot of effort in his life, but he hasn't got anywhere. He says to himself, I run, roll, and brush myself like I did today. If I ended up breaking something, I will be put out of commission for at least a month. And if I die, well, that's it for me. If I die in the jungle, then I'll die for sure. And we can see our hero goes to a hospital with a lot of compartments. It's a big and huge hospital. He says to himself, most people would have never agreed to do this job, yet I am doing this risky job because I need a lot of money because of the acute chronic blackout. Our hero's mother has got this disease named acute chronic blackout. It's a disease that appeared once dimension warps started opening all around the world. Due to those dimension warps, the people who doesn't possess mana suddenly got exposed to the mana and this mysterious illness that causes someone to fall in a endless coma, also caught the mother of our protagonist Sangun. We can see his mother lying on the bed with a lot of medical support equipments all over her body. She is unconscious at the moment. It has been 2 years since his mother fell unconscious due to the exposure of a lot of mana to the normal people's body. He explains that the illness is not a fatal, but the person who acquires it will never be able to wake up again. And he says to his mother, who is lying on the bed, "Hey mother, I'm back home." He thinks to himself, "My mom also fell victim to such illness a year around ago. Thus I braved such a dangerous part-time job in order to sustain the life of my mother, who is currently lying on the bed. I can't give up my mom simply because I have no money. My mom will wake up one day. For sure," he thinks he will for sure save his mother one day and wake her up from the endless dream. And thus the chapter ends here. Then let's hop to the next chapter. The chapter 2 of I Am the Sorcerer King. We can see a ex-Korean demilitarized zone. It is the zone located between the North Korea and South Korea. It is a border zone. After the fall of the North Korea due to the monster invasion, it has been swarmed up with all the monster, and we can see a black mana circle with huge mana lying in the middle of the forest, and it suddenly blasts out and the crack opens in the space, and we can see a large monster with his large paws. It's opening the crack in the middle of the forest, and it's getting out of the crack, and we can see a huge yellow eyes watching from inside the spatial crack, and the monster finally gets out of the spatial crack. We can see a humanoid monster with his big black horns like a gorilla is approaching in the middle of the forest. It has a large yellow amazing eyes with a dark color of, and it roars in the space, launching a large and powerful amount of mana around all the jungle. You can see our hero is standing in front of the large screen that is projecting the news, and in the news it is said that it's already been 10 years since North Korea disappeared due to the impact of the dimensional warps. The guy in the news channel says, "With no supports and only monsters roaming in the former nation, South Korea has claimed the former North Korean land." And our hero, after watching the news, sits on his scooter and starts riding. He thinks to himself, "At least I managed to pay my mother's hospital bill for the month." On average, he makes about $6,000 a month after working for 4 times a month. His cost of living and the hospital bill costs roughly around $4,000 a month, and he ends up saving $2,000 every month. He thinks to himself that at this rate, how long will it take to make him all the money to save his mother, to buy the precious medicine needed to cure his mother? He thinks to himself that he will never get anywhere with this. This will never be enough. He thinks to himself, although it's a lot hard to earn money, but he doesn't have another way to make money right now. He sits on the certain area and opens the bottle of the water bottle. After opening the water bottle, he gulps down all the water present inside the bottle. He thinks to himself, there really are a lot of awakeners here. In fact, they are the only ones present here, because he is currently in the zone where all the hunters are gathered. Though I suppose there wouldn't be any ordinary civilian around here, since this is a near hunting ground. This area is near the hunting ground, so he thinks a lot of hunters are here because this is the ground for hunting. Looking at them like this, it's honestly hard to believe there are only 50,000 awakeners in the entire country. But then again, they are all covered in here since every part of a monster corpse is worth a hefty amount of cash. They are all gathered in here because to hunt the monster because the part of monster is very costly. It gives a lot of profit for selling this part of monster. If not for that, there's no way these uh, people, these awakeners, will fight the monster with the cost of their life. I think it's been over a year since I last sang whatever happened to my dream of becoming a singer. He has lived his dream of becoming a singer, and it's been already been a year since he hadn't sung a single song. Nah, maybe I should just be more realistic. Stop winning. He wipes his sweat and thinks to himself that at least I am earning good money. Even if it puts my life at risk, the money I earn is for my mother's lifeline. I can't let this shake me. I have to do this job even harder in order to save my mother, in order to wake her up. He clutches his hand and throws the bottle inside the dust can. After throwing the bottle, he says to himself, it's time to head out. And we can see the fuel in the scooter of our hero is already down, and he goes to a fuel station and asks the person in the fuel station to fill his tank of the scooter. And he says, oh, she is a kid. The kids nowadays are not afraid. Even working in such a dangerous place, they all think about is money. They doesn't uh, get phased even after this area is near the monster zone. The girl fills the tank of the scooter and says, it's been $20, sir. After paying the $20, our hero leaves by receiving a receipt. And we can see the girl after filling the tank of the scooter. She leaves the vicinity and is in a lot of cheerful mood because she has made a lot of money. And our hero thinks to himself, I miss it, but that's probably too much for me now because I am no longer a young guy. I am already 28 years old. At the moment, my goal is to gather $10 million one way or another because that's how much he needs to buy the medicine to cure his mother. He needs $10 million to buy the medicine which will wake his mother up from the dream. And again, he thinks that, which reminds me of the A-rank monster Mandrake. A Mandrake is a special type of monster. The body of this monster is of plant type, which is extremely valuable. And the flower on the top of its head is known as cure-all medicine. This flower is also currently the only known treatment for acute chronic blackout. It's an extremely valuable medicine, returning at $10 million. It is very, very expensive. It costs $10 million to buy this monstrous type plant which can cure all type of diseases. And at the same time, we can see a large tank flying on the air. Our hero is surprised to see a military tank flying on the air. What is happening right now? He thinks to himself, and the tank crashes on the ground, and we can see all the debris flow towards the scooter of our hero. Damn it, our hero gets caught in the fight. He starts to run away on his scooter from the crashing side of the tank, but the impact is very large one, and we can see all the debris flying from the crash site, and a large boom sound occurs with a huge flame surrounding our hero. And although he tries a lot to run away from the area as fast as he could, but he gets caught in the debris coming out of the crash site and he is thrown in the sky. He thinks to himself, "Mom, I am sorry. Why is that big tank coming from the sky?" And he sees a big giant figure on the ground. Wow, what the hell is that? Why exactly I am looking at here? He sees a past memory. He sees a huge monster, and he also sees a guy in totally white surrounded with a large mana, and he sees the black dragon Akarulam. The huge figure of the black dragon appears near him. It's a rare dragon which achieved the status of a demigod. Though transcending past one's form is a right that all being possess, the dragon is talking to the person in white. He says to the person that although it is a right for all people to transcend their limit, but I didn't think a human who could wound me like this would appear. The dragon is talking to the guy who has wounded him, and he also thinks the world is truly unbound and limitless. Do you also not find this enjoyable? And in the same memory, our hero sees a man standing tall with his white hair flowing in the air. He is being caught. He has been caught half from the impact of the dragon, from the attack of the dragon, and this guy said, "Hehehe, it's truly a shame that we can't continue, but it can't be helped." After seeing this unfamiliar guy, our hero thinks to himself, "Who is this person? But I feel a familiar, intimate relationship with him. But why? I haven't seen this guy before." And in the memory, the dragon again says, "Indeed, I would like to have more fun with you, but it can't be helped. Even a transcendent being cannot avoid death. Even though you have transcended your limit, but you can't avoid death." And we can see the man in the white hair saying that, "But here's the thing, Arca Bluman, I still have an ace up my sleeve." And the dragon replies, "Hey, what are you talking about? The wheel of reincarnation spell that you have created. I do wonder though, can your spell actually beat the great flow?" And we can see the magician saying that, "Live a long life, and I will eventually find you again." And he launches his spell, Wheel of Reincarnation, the great sorcerer of Zigo Kraturas. And at the same time, the giant colossal dragon launches his another spatial attack towards the magician sorcerer in front of our hero. We can see a lot of mana flowing with the boom sound. Before the attack reaches the sorcerer launches his spell, reincarnation spell, and we can see the attack from the dragon destroying the whole mountain, and the person is nearly flying to his death. And thus the memory of the past life ends, and we can see after a long big boom sound, our hero returns to his original self, and he is only the person left inside a red chamber. And he thinks to himself, "What a weird thing to see before dying. Damn, my head hurts a lot." After he opens his eyes, he is in the same vicinity where he was caught up in the debris. He sees his own hand and it is bleeding a lot. He thinks to himself, well, ain't my life a piece of work?" After seeing the memory of the magician fighting with the dragon, He remembers that he has been reincarnated in this body after dying as that magician, and all the memories he had in his past life as a sorcerer is combined with his current life's memory, and he has awakened after being dead once after fighting with the dragon. Thus, the chapter ends here. Let's go to the next chapter. For my past life to be that great sorcerer Karatrus, a man who died in a battle against the ancient dragon Arkaluman. Having the memories of my past and present life mixed together is a weird feeling. After getting up from the crash site, our hero takes off his helmet and sees to his own body. He clenches his hand and sees all the wounds on his body. Thinks to himself, although I have been scratched in a lot of places, my body is still fine. I'm bleeding pretty badly, but I guess I should be glad. Nothing, my bones hadn't been broken. Still, I can't believe this is the life I will end up after having using the reincarnation spell. He wakes up from the ground and says to himself, let's first get on a move. Let's get out of this area. And after having his past memory combined with his present life, he has gotten a lot of knowledge he had as a sorcerer in his previous life. He says, alright, let's start by casting some magic. He's ready to use his magic for the first time in his current life. It seems that I can control my magic power without any issue. I guess that's the silver lining in all this. So he uses the spell and he heals himself by using the spell, and we can see a lot of mana flowing near his body after using the spell. And in the flash we can see a notification pop out, and the notification says, ding, you have been connected to the Aksa system. Ding, you have been connected to the Akasa system. And our hero is startled. What is this? And we can see another message pop out commencing awakening. Nice to meet you, player Sangun Lee. From this point on, you are an awakener. And he doesn't know what this shit is, and he is saying, huh? And he again remembers 10 years ago when the portal first appeared on the earth. The being called itself the Aksaka director spoke to the humanity. He spoke to the humanity. The Aksaka director randomly selected humans, bestowing them with superpowers. He bestowed a different kind of superpowers to different people in order to fight the monster. It was a weird game-like superpower. It gave different status like name, race, class, level, strength, vitality, dexterity, magic, luck, etc. A lot of status were given to the people who were awakened by the power of the Aksaka system. That allowed one to level up by grinding experience point and using various skills. Adapting to this one-of-a-kind superpower, humanity was able to combat the threat of monsters. After gaining the power from the Aksaka system, they had enough power to fight against the monster that invaded the earth. But I didn't think it would apply to me, since my soul and power are from a different dimension. Well, I guess the Aksaka director is not a being from Earth either, so he might be able to guess I am from different world, and also he might be able to influence my soul to include me in the Aksaka system. Let's see what changes have been made after awakening. He opens the status window by saying status window, and window pops up in front of his eyes. It says, name Sangun Lee, race human, class non, level 1, strength 18, vitality 21, dexterity 22, magic 1, luck 35, points 0, characteristics none. Huh? He says to himself, did my magic power rise because of my actions earlier? The magic power has been risen from 0 to 1. He thinks that the spell he casted earlier rose his magic power to 1. I didn't awaken, but I didn't have a class yet. Sorry, I did awaken, but I didn't have a class yet. He doesn't have a class, so he thinks that this supposed to mean that I am an irregular person. I am from a different world. Well, that doesn't matter for now anyway. He sees that his scooter has been destroyed after the class and the debris covering all over the ground. He thinks to himself that first he should gather magic power as soon as possible. This world seems to be unpredictable. The monsters are appearing from everywhere, and if I don't get stronger, I may lose my life again without having the power to fight the monsters. So, after thinking to himself, he starts casting the magic in order to make his first magic circle. He gathers all the mana around his heart. Yes, just like that. He makes a first circle of mana around his heart, and he sighs, finally I did it. And at the same time a message pops up. The magic skill has been successfully created. Our hero thinks that, oh, it's really a godlike power. It even recognized my status instantly. After I made a first circle, it automatically registered itself in the system. Another message pops out. Your class has changed. You have obtained the class Magic Apprentice. After hearing the message, our hero thinks to himself, Magic Apprentice? I guess it doesn't know everything about me. So it's just saying a Magic Apprentice because it only says that I have a one class magic right now. I guess it wasn't aware that I regained memories from my past life. I don't know if the system itself is an actual god or a godlike system, but godlike system. But I guess I'll need to get a move on while gathering my magic power. It's not a hard task for me to gather magic power in the back of my mind while doing something else. Ding! Another message pops out. Your magic power stats permanently increased by 0.01. Aha! It reacted right away. And after the message, our hero looks here and there in all the debris flowing and all the fire around the area. We can see a lot of people are dead because of the impact that has been done in the area. All the destruction that has been done in the area had killed a lot of peoples. And we can see another boom sound occurs, and we can see the tank that was flying in the sky before has landed on the certain ground, and it's totally destroyed. And again our hero thinks, oh, these tanks are from the ultimate defense line. The defense line must have fallen. The ultimate defense line is a place which has, in the past, it used to be a demilitarized zone made after an armistice with North Korea. After the monsters appeared, it was the zone that was divided between the North and South Korea. It was a place where fight between monsters and humans took place. However, when the North Korea fell after a fierce monster invasion, it has become known as the ultimate defense line. Currently, the border between South and North Korea is protected by an army composed of normal soldiers and awakeners. But From what I know, they are supposed to be have heavy artillery and strong explosives to combat monsters with high physical defense. But for the fragment of their weapon to fall from the sky, if the ultimate defense line has fallen, that must mean that the monster of that caliber has finally appeared in this area. The flying tank must be from the demilitarized zone. It was thrown away by the power of the monster, and we can see a lot of people have died. And our hero puts his hand on the forehead of the girl and closes her eyes. It's probably something far greater than what I can handle right now. I think the monster must be quite powerful because it has destroyed the demilitarized zone and killed all the awakeners and all the soldiers with heavy artillery. Dead people won't come back to life just because I do this. I should get up. And he sees around the place and sees a box filled with mana crystals, and he thinks to himself, what is that, a mana crystal? Mana cores? After seeing a lot of mana cores lying on the ground, he goes and picks up a single mana crystal and says to himself, they are quite large. I bet they're worth a few bucks. A transport vehicle carrying these cores must have been caught up in the chaos. Let's see. After putting the mana crystal in his hand, he absorbs the mana in the crystal. He thinks to himself, in my past life we called these mana crystals cores. Are a physical condensation of magical energy. It's a useful source of energy, so it's perfect for someone like me who currently lacks mana. After catching one mana crystal, he absorbs all the mana crystal in all the magic power in the crystal and puts the remaining crystal in the bag and puts the bag onto his backpack. He thinks to himself, I got lucky, 32 cores. These might be worth at least tens of thousands of dollars. Now let's see. He looks here and there to find his motorcycle which have been blown away by the impact, and we can see that his scooter has been totally destroyed and lying on the ground. He says to himself, expecting it to come out unscathed after that explosion was quite a delusion of me. It's a bit waste to use it on a scooter, but I guess it can be helped. I need a mode of transportation right now. Saying such a word, he puts the mana crystals around the scooter, making a magic circle. After completing the magic circle, he casts the spell around the scooter, and after casting the spell, we can see a magic fluctuation around the hands of our hero who has cast the spell just now, and certainly the scooter starts being disposed. And thank you for watching the video all the way till now. If you enjoyed the video, please leave the like and subscribe the channel if you want to see a similar type of video in the future. Thank you for watching. We can see after using the recreation spell, the restoration spell on the scooter, we can see the scooter is firstly destroyed and again made into a new scooter, and at the same time a window pops up. The magical array skill has successfully been created, and thus the chapter ends. Let's hop to the next chapter. And in the next chapter we can see the scooter slowly emerging from the circle of magic, and at the same time another window pops up. The restoration magic array has been successfully created. and another message pops up. The magic control skill has been successfully created, and the hero says to himself, awesome. And we can see the scooter that has been destroyed previously has been constructed anew, and it's sparkling all around itself, and all the body parts has been made anew. And our hero says that's went nicely, and he sees around his scooter. He observes the scooter here and there, seeing all the body parts are made exactly as the same as before. And he glances around the window that has been popped up. The window says the magical array skill has been successfully created. The restoration magic array has been successfully created. The magic control skill has been successfully created. And in the sub box we can see magic array, restoration. This three type of magic control skill has been created. And he says, I knew that the system made the world into a game of some sort, but I didn't think it will register all the spell I have casted as an skill. And though I am the one using the skill, the power that activates the skill is being supplied by this entity called the Akshaka Director. And he sees his status. We can see the status Sangun Lee, and he is currently a magician apprentice. That means he can use a ton of magic power using not using his own power. The skill that has been created and the Akshaka system allows him to use different kind of skills that had been created without using his own mana inside his body. Seeing such a power, he is surprised, and after hearing a certain sound he looks around, and at the same time a big blast occurs, and we can see three humanoid figures standing between the blast, creating a shield. And seeing such a big blast, our hero is surprised. We can see him covering his eyes after the certain collision and the blast that has occurred after the collision. He thinks to himself, whoa, that was it was very dangerous. And we can see all the structures around him flying. He thinks to himself, what is this now? And we can see a guy popping out of the block of a building. He's raising the building with his hand, and our hero says, what? He is a physically buffed awakener. Is he a tank? Looks like quite a few awakens survived. And we can see another magician with a spell telekinesis. She is lifting all the blocks of the building that has been laid down on the ground. She is lifting all those with her sheer power of telekinesis. And our hero says, since they are here, maybe it won't be necessary for me to flee. And we can see these two awakeners talking to themselves. The girl in the yellow hair asks the another guy, hey, are you okay? And the guy says, whoa, that came out of nowhere. It surprised me. And our hero again says, no. If it's something that can break through the ultimate defense line, there is a high chance these people aren't strong enough to stop the monster that they break out of the defense line. I have a bad feeling about this. I shouldn't beat around the bush. I should leave this place as soon as possible. Saying such a word, he sits on the seat of the scooter and is ready to leave, and sees around here and there. And at the same time we can see a monster flying on the sky, covering the entire sun with a big circle of magic. He launches his attack again near the area where our hero is sitting, and a large boom sound occurs after the monster crashes on the ground. Our hero is pushed back with the sheer power of the blast, and hero cast a spell saying, as a controller of mana, I hereby command, protect me. Saying such a word, a big shield has been formed around our hero. The seal blocks all the pieces of the building that are headed towards our hero. And the same time a window pops up. Ding! The seal skill has been created successfully, and we can see our hero blocking all those debris from the building with his sealed spell. And he looks around after blocking the spell, and we can see the monster is standing between all those awakeners. And our hero says, "Oh, it's a monster." And all those people around, all those awakener people around the monster are yelling to themselves, "Hey, get information, prepare for combat, the monster is here." We can see a giant monster with the yellow eyes and big teeth with horns, covered with long fur, looking like a big bull about to launch his attack. And our hero thinks to himself, "Oh, it's an ogre. No, no, maybe it's not just an ogre, it's a mutant." And the big monster roars with a loud sound, and all the awakeners are their ears are pierced with the big sound of the roar. Damn, that's intensive. With my current abilities, that thing is definitely out of my league, says the hero. He thinks that he is not able to fight with that monster yet because he has lost all those power from his previous life, and he is just a circle one match right now. And we can see all the awakeners fighting against the monster with their life on the line. At the same time, our hero is ready to flee from the area. And as as soon as he was ready to leave the place, he hears a sound. "Save me! Save me!" And seeing the sound, our hero turns around and to look, and he sees a girl lying beneath the debris of the building. She is covered with lot and lot of blood and yelling, "Please save me, save me." Seeing the girl, it's the same girl from the gas station. After seeing the girl, the hero is ready to save her, and at the same time we can see a big boom blast, and the awakeners that are fighting against the monster are of a certain powerful awakeners. They are fighting against the monster in equal league. And at the same time our hero is scratching his head. Oh, what to do? I should save the girl maybe. And by the looks of it, I have enough time to, because they are fighting the monsters and are busy. The monster is busy fighting against them. He won't come here. And thinking such of thing, our hero hurries towards the girl. And we can see the girl is covered in blood all around her face. And our hero lifts the debris of the building using his skill, and sees the girl is bleeding a lot. So there is not a gap from which he can pull the girl out. So he says to himself, "Oh, there's no choice, no reason not to try it out." And he cast a spell saying, "As a controller of mana, I hereby command, increase my power," and cast the skill strength up. And ding, the notification pops up. The strengthen up skill has been successfully created. And he also cast another spell, mass down, which reduces the mass of certain object, and another window pops up. The mass down skill has been successfully created. After casting two spells of strengthening himself and reducing the mass of the boulder, he lifts the boulder from the ground and throws with his strength. And we can see the girl is finally free from the debris. After freeing the girl, he sees his arms, and he thinks to himself, "After casting the spell, I have been a lot of powerful. Wait, now is not the time for self-praise." He carefully lifts the girl lying on the ground, and he casts the spell as a controller of mana. I hereby command mend these old, and he cast the spell heal. After casting the spell, the girl's wound suddenly starts healing, and ding, the another window pops up. The heal skill has been successfully created. And after being healed by our hero, the girl regains her senses a little bit, and her breathing has been stabilized. It's still a low level skill, but he can still heal her a little bit and protect her life from being harmed. He sees behind to look at the awakeners how they are doing, and at the same time he can see that a girl is flying towards him with a boom sound. The girl crashes near him, and a crumble sound is heard around the area. And after the bang sound and after the crash, we can see a lot of debris flowing in the air. There's a lot of smoke here and there. And her hero says, "Oh, that was terrifying. That was terrifying. I might have died if I was a bit slower." And with the crumble sound, we can see a girl lying on the ground, coughing after breathing all the smoke around the vicinity. We can see she is injured after the fight. She is one of those awakeners who were fighting the monster, and our hero thinks, "What? She is a girl." And at the same time, the chapter ends. Let's go to next chapter. We can see the girl is bleeding a lot from her wounds that she had suffered after fighting the monster. She has a pink hair, and she is bleeding all over from her mouth. After after crashing on the ground and standing for a certain period of time, uh, she slams on the ground after losing all her strength. And we can see she is bleeding all out from her wounds that she had suffered after a great fight with the monster. After seeing the girl, our hero approaches the girl and sees that she is Erim Seong. She is Erim Seong. Erim Seong is a high-level awakener, Korean awakener known for her physical strengthening and fire abilities. She has a great power. She can control fire and has a great physical stamina. Her class is a flame lord or something like that. She also works as an entertainer. And after seeing her wounds are worsening by the time she has a big wound on her side of her stomach. And after seeing the girl lying unconscious before him, he thinks to himself, maybe I should help her as well, since this girl has been stabilized. Without Erim, who knows how far that thing will rampage. And we can see the other awakeners fighting with that monster. And if I leave her as is, the memories of this day might haunt in my dreams for a long time. Thinking such a thing, he uses the mana crystals he had obtained previously and cast a spell. As a controller of mana, I hereby command, mend these wounds. Heal. He casts the healing spell on the girl lying on the ground. And at the same time, a message pops up. Ding, you have used the heal skill without the help from the system. Your proficiency rises tremendously. Your heal skill levels up by 1. And our hero thinks, instead of using magic, maybe I should try healing using the skill through the system's authority this time. Because by using the magic crystal is spent, but he can also use the heal spell without using any kind of mana, just by using the system. And he cast a lot of other spells like that, and the spell works very fast. And the conjuring magic takes time, since it's a process that requires restructuring mana, but the skill provided by the Akshaka system works as soon as the word heal is spoken. it's a convenient skill. Our hero thinks to himself and sees that the wounds on the body of the girl are starting to heal themselves, and we can see she has a certain type of self-healing uh, power, and it's slowly closing all her bleeding and all her wounds. And our hero uses another healing spell, heal, and we can see all the wounds on the body of the girl has been mended. And wow, the system's power is more useful than I thought it would be. But it wasn't just that. This girl has a special restoration power as well, thinks our hero to himself, and says, I have never seen a celebrity this close before. She is beautiful. And as we can see, the girl suddenly rises up and is again conscious after healing all her wounds. And after waking up, she sees around her vicinity and asks, what's the status? Where's the ogre? And our hero thinks to himself, oh, she scared the crap out of me. She is supposed to be a celebrity, so why is she speaking like a special agent? After seeing our hero standing next to her, she asks our hero, who are you? Blushing because she is so close to our hero, and again asks, wait, where I am? And our hero thinks to himself, she has a cute side to herself. Although she is so powerful, but she is still cute. She acts cute. And our hero replies to the girl, well, the ogre is still rampaging over there. I healed you because you had a fatal wound. I am an awakener with healing abilities. They are not that strong, but it can certainly heal some kind of wounds, and you also had the healing power, innate power in you, so you have been healed. And the girl says, oh, my body has been healed. That beast broke my defense with one hit. Thank you for healing me. I want to personally offer my gratitude, so please contact me later. After saying such a word, and she also asked to our hero, and you said you were low level, right? Then please evacuate from this place as quickly as you can. That monster is absurd. It has great physical and magical defense as well as it has great strength. You should leave from this place as soon as possible. And our hero replies in affirmative. After the girl thanks our hero, she launches herself flying on the air with her fire magic. And our hero covers his eyes. Whoa! Amazing. So she can utilize her fire abilities like that, as expected of a high level awakener. She also has incredible destructive power. We can see the same girl launching her fire spell, which are crashing on the monster with a bang, bang, boom, boom sound. With that much strength, I can probably leave this to her, said our hero, and carries the girl in his arms. And he says to the girl, do your best dealing with this monster until I recover my former strength. After I have recovered my strength, these monsters are nothing to me. I can kill them with a flick of my finger. And we can see the monster is surrounded by these awakeners. They are using guns. They are also using spears, swords, and everything to fight against the monster. And we can see the girl which our hero has saved is lying on the bed of the hospital, and she is thanking our hero for saving her life. And our hero replies, no, it's not a big deal. I could only save you because the monster wasn't targeting us, it was facing against the awakener. And girl again says, no, how could it be not a big deal? You saved my life. And our hero replies, well, glad you are fine. At the same time, we can see the parents of the girl are rushing to the hospital room, and the mom of the girl shouts, Yunhee, and the girl replies, Mom? And The parents are crying because her daughter almost died in an accident, and the mother tells her daughter, I told you not to work at such a dangerous place. And they are both hugging to each other and crying out their mm, tears. And we can see the hero is smiling, seeing such a sight, such a lovely sight. After a long time, he slowly leaves the hospital room and locks the door. And we can see a guy in the news saying, an unknown ogre, a monster estimated to be around a level 80, suddenly appeared in this area. Let's take a closer look at the scene. He is showing the scene of the Awakener fighting against the monster in the news. He's saying, reporter Liu Wan Kim, how are things progressing on the battlefield? And we can see the Awakeners are desperately fighting against the monster, and the reporter on the scene replies, yes, the drone footage you are seeing is from the gas station near the ultimate defense line right now. And we can see our hero is also watching the fight between the Awakeners and the monster. And he sees the same girl he had saved before, Erim. After seeing the news, he leaves the hospital and he thinks to himself while leaving the hospital, still my safety is the most priority for me right now. First I need to cure mom's illness and recover my power, then my journey can finally begin. And thus the chapter ends. Let's go to next chapter. After leaving the girl in the hospital, our hero goes back to the hospital where his mother has been treated, and we can see the beeping sound of the monitor, which shows the condition of the patient near a bed. And we can see the mother of our hero lying on the bed. She is still unconscious. Seeing his mother unconscious, our hero is in sad mood. He sits next to his mother and grabs the hand of his mother and says, I knew it. It's manhwa syndrome. A manhwa syndrome is an illness which one gets when one's body is prematurely exposed to a high influx of manhwa. The body can't adapt to the demands of the manhwa, so they fall into an unconscious state. The best method of waking a patient from this unconscious state is simple. Their body must adapt to the manhwa which they have been exposed. Their body should be able to handle such a big amount of manhwa, but making one's body to adapt a manhwa is quite an atrocious process. It's quite hard to make the body adapt to such a large amount of manhwa. But the medicine, the mandrake, is greatly effective in that regard. But there are always other ways. The mandrake's price is $10 million in the market price. The simplest way for solving this problem other than using mandrake is by using a high-level magician to extract the excess amount of manhwa from the patient. However, manhwa absorption spell is too high level of a spell. He is not able to cast such a big level spell at his current level. He clenches his fist and says to himself, if I don't at least become a third circle mage, Mom, I will wake you up no matter what. Just wait. I promise it will happen soon. After saying such a thing to his mother, please wait, Mom. Please wait for me. It won't take long before I wake you up from your dreams. You can see after leaving his hospital, our hero is back to his place, and you can see he's grabbing a piece of manhwa crystal. Seeing the manhwa crystal, a window pops up. Your magic power stat permanently increased by 0.1. Another same type of window pops up, and we can see our hero is observing the manhwa of the crystal he found earlier in the scene of accident. And he says, I knew it would work. Looks like the lowest grade core break after 3 magic power extraction. So each one gives 0.3 magic power, huh? And he takes out all those crystals and thinks to himself, although it is not efficient to extract the mana out of these crystals, it's a waste of crystal, but he doesn't have another choice right now. In such a way, he absorbs all the crystals, and we can see his magic power has increased a lot of amount, and we can see in the status window his strength is 18, his level is 1, dexterity is 22, vitality is 21, luck is 35, and his magic power rose from 1 to 15, and his skill proficiency has risen to level 3. And we can see as his passive skill 0.018 amount of mana is permanently increased every hour for our hero. And we can see he is happy to see his magic power rose from 1 to 5, and he says, all right, time for the next step. And he sits on the ground and puts the magic crystals on the ground, and is ready to start. He's ready to make different types of materials using the mana crystal. He is ready to perform various magic spells on the crystals to make various magic tools. And he casts the spell as a controller of mana. I hereby command sharpen, and also he commands the harden skill, and at the same time a window pops up. The sharpen skill has been successfully created. The harden skill has been successfully created. After using 2 spell on the small knife, the knife has been sharp and hard, and our hero says, nice, I'll have to be careful because this knife can easily cut my finger through. I could lose a finger if I get caught by a fortified blade like this. And he slowly starts cutting the edge of the mana crystal, scarping again and again. After a long time of scarping, he is finally finished, and he creates the cubes of the mana crystal he obtained earlier after cutting for a long time. And he is exhausted after using his power and cutting the mana crystal for a long time. Oh, it's meticulous job. A meticulous job like this are just not for me. And he looks at the time. It's exactly 2 o'clock, and it's about to become 3 o'clock soon. And he wakes up and thinks himself, I need to finish it soon. I need to register as an awakener tomorrow. Wait, it's already been morning, and it's not tomorrow but today. I've worked all night. After standing up, he uses his crafting skill and fuses all the mana crystals he have created into a one, and says, nice, it's struck together perfectly. Next, he uses various kind of spell, and he places all those spell on the box, and he says, I think it came out well. Time to move into the final step. And he casts the spell as a controller of mana. I hereby command magic power up, and at the same time the magic power up skill has successfully been created. The window pops up, and we can see our hero has created a cube of mana crystals casted with various kind of spells in it. And he again casts another spell as a controller of mana. I hereby command amplify. Ding, the amplify skill has been successfully created. Ding, the magic item production skill has been successfully created. And he names the cube he has just made a mana cube. He says to himself, well, this may be the most basic weapon used by the magician, but there is nothing more efficient than this cube for a primary magician like me. And in such a way the chapter finishes, and let's go to the next chapter. And we can see our hero after finishing the making the mana cube. He goes to the awakener registration building, and we can see he is talking to the receptionist in the awakener registration center, and he shows his ID towards the girl who is standing next to him. And after doing certain processes, he is given the awakener license, and he says himself, "Oh, I am finally the official awakener. But who will recognize the legitimacy of my awakenership without any equipment made from monster materials? I need the bare minimum equipment to join a party. Truth to be told, I don't really need any equipment to hunt since I have a mana cube. But there is no way other awakeners would accept someone without at least a piece of equipment, because all the awakeners nowadays who are hunting in the party have a different kind of weapons, and they have very costly suits made up of mana crystals, and a person without such suit and weapon are not allowed to join the party. So this is the hunter mall. He goes to the hunter mall in order to shop the equipment he needs for hunting. I never thought a day would come where I will be buying equipment here. I plan on buying the cheapest stuff though, because I'm just starting and it's not necessary for me to use a high level of equipment because I have the mana cube. All that I need is cheapest set in order to join a party." And we can see a girl with cheerful smile welcoming our hero to the equipment store. And seeing the girl, he thinks to himself, "Whoa, look, this looks more lavish than I anticipated." And the girl says, "Don't worry, sir. Our store carries products in various price ranges. You can find all kind of products cheapest to very expensive." And our hero thinks to himself, "The atmosphere in this store is unbelievable. It doesn't feel like a place someone like me should visit. They are all lavish. There are different kind of equipments. I can see all the signing equipments for support and all kinds of jobs." And the girl says, "Absolutely, items related to support are right over there." And our hero asks the girl to show him the cheapest equipments. And after seeing a suit made out of the mana crystals, which is made for the supporters non-combat class, he says that's an impressive performance considering how affordable it is. Whoa, it's quite interesting. The magic in this outfit is quite primitive, but it's an enchantment nonetheless. And he sees around the store all the equipments placed in this store are enchanted with magic. He thinks to himself, "It should be impossible to enchant equipment with magic of this level. Could there be an effect of the Axaka system?" At the same time, girl from behind him asks our hero, "Sir," and the girl says and the girl asks the hero, "How much is the budget for buying the equipment?" And our hero says, "I have $7,000. That's my price limit. Please show me the equipments that are available in this price range." The girl shows all different kind of equipments from top to bottom, all kinds of suit. And after buying all the suit, he thinks to himself, "Wait, isn't this past my $7,000 budget limit? I think I bought too much." And the girl replies to her hero, "Sir, no refund is available after purchasing the equipments." "Well, isn't she quite the hustler? She made me go over my budget in a flash. Luckily, they are all the necessary items. I haven't bought anything lavish. They are the items I need to join a party." And after buying all the equipment, our hero goes to form a party to hunt the monsters, wearing his equipment he recently purchased. and we can see a guy named Insu Park, who is also the captain of this party, um, showing his hand to make a handshake towards our hero. Our hero thinks he seems to be the tank. It's pretty common for the tanks to be the captain of the team. They both shook their hands and greet each other. And the guy in the back says, "Whoa, you won't need to worry about getting injured during our hunt, since we have a healer with us today." That's right, that's her, our healer. We can see a girl in the yellow hair wearing headset and listening to the music. She is the healer of the party, and at this time the healer are considered the noble class. They are given the highest priority because they have the skill to heal all the injured people. So our seeing the healer, our hero thinks so. That's the healer, the so-called noble class. And we can see the girl, cute girl in yellow hair, who is watching over her phone on and listening to the music on her headset. The captain must be quite capable if there is a healer tagging along in a small party like this, thinks our hero. And the captain and the another guy in the red suit says, "Looks like this hunt will be quite a breeze. We have our hero, our healer with us, and we also have supporter. Now it will be quite a breeze to take care of the monsters." And another guy says, "Sangun is a level 1 support, but he has quite good skills. Although he is a level 1 player, but he has good skills." And the another guy in red suit says, "This must be your first hunt, right, Sangun?" And our hero replies, "Yes, please take good care of me." And after everyone gathers around and they left for the hunting, and we can see they are going to hunt the salamanders. And after briefing all the details to these guys, the guy in black, the captain, asks, "If you have any question, our request, please tell me now." And all the people replies, "Nothing, sir, we are all ready." Then the captain asks, "Let's depart then, everyone on board." And all the people go into the big vehicle trucks. All they go inside the truck and they are ready to depart. They are preparing themselves to depart, and our hero also climbs inside the truck. And the captain says, "Let's go." And the vehicle starts driving, and they are leaving the vicinity for hunting the monsters. And our hero thinks, so we are finally starting the hunt. And we can see the vehicle is moving a long distance towards the hunting zone. And they, after some time of traveling, they reach the ultimate defense line. And our hero sees the defense line and thinks, "I get that the healer provides support from the back, but she is a bit too laid back, isn't she?" We can see the healer is in a deep sleep. She drooling all over her mouth while sleeping. It seems like she lives life at her own pace. Anyway, time for me to start preparing as well. And he brings out the mana cube he has recently made, and he uses his mana cube to prepare himself and cast a spell. As a controller of mana, I hereby command strength increase of strength up. And we can see the pop-up screen. The dexterity up skill has been successfully created. The vitality up skill has been successfully created. And all the people around him are surprised. The healer, who has been sleeping until now after hearing the incantation of our hero, suddenly wakes up and says, "I felt mana move, so I wanted to know what was up." And all the people around him are also amazed to see the incantation of our hero. And the captain says, "You said your name was Sangun, right? are you using support abilities right now? And another guy asks, did you just cast 4 different buffs? Hero replies to this the answer of this guy saying, yeah, I did so. Well, we are still preparing since we are now in a combat zone, so I wasn't mistaken. You can already cast 4 different buffs at the level 1. That's amazing, says the captain to our hero. And he again says, I am envious with that kind of skill. You would be welcome anywhere where you go because you have such a lot different kind of buff and debuff skill. And we can see another guy is very sad to hear, and he's very jealous and says, I am too jealous. I wish I had a support skill. Hell, being a healer will be even better. And our hero thinks to himself that the um, healer are treated well in the party, and the supporter are also treated better in the party, but the damage dealer and her tank are not so great of a job. And he says, don't worry, I'll cast the buff on every one of you. After saying that, he cast all the 4 kind of spell to his teammates with his mana cube on the one hand and casting his skill from his other hand. He cast strength increase, strength up, dexterity up, and vitality up, magic power up. After casting all 4 skills, we can see all the people in the party are excited. They can feel the power surging through them, and they start checking their status real quick. And one of those guys shout, oh my god, no way, there's our buff from a level 1 support. And after seeing such a thing, we can see the bus finally stops and our hero shouts, are we already there? Well, we'll be starting the hunt now. Make sure you're prepared. Thank you for watching the video all the way till now. If you enjoyed the video, please leave the like and subscribe the channel if you want to see similar type of video in the future. Thank you for watching.